So hi there everyone, in this video we're going to be discussing passage number 3 after a long time of break that I've taken, and the break that I took again has been enough for me. So I guess I'm back to my good old habit, so let's get started. So here we have multiple choice questions, we have and then we have summary completion. Summary completion sometimes follows the order but not really always. And then we have some yes no game questions as well. So multiple choice questions, these questions test for comprehension. Questions follow the order. So already the first question, Romeo and Juliet. What does a Romeo and Juliet? It says the writers describe the Romeo and Juliet lesson in order to demonstrate. So I'm going to find Romeo and Juliet already here. You can say that. So the question number 1 probably comes somewhere right here. So that means questions, multiple choice questions, they will always follow the order. So it goes from the top to the bottom. Is streaming effective according to Professor John Hattie and Melbourne Education Research Institute? So whoops, I wanted to highlight this part. So I need to find this text. So again, before I start doing, many people comment that I'm speaking very fast. Reading is all about time, guys. If you find this video helpful, I'm very glad that if you obviously like it, but if you find it fast, you can just make, reduce the speed, lower the speed at least, I guess, but I'm not really sure if I can speak slower than this, because reading is all about speed. Either you finish the test first successfully, obviously, you maybe, or the time finishes, hits the clock faster than you do. So it all comes up to you. So that's why I speak faster, but not necessarily so fast. So Professor John Hattie of the Melbourne Education Research Institute is somewhere, there we go. So summary completion should come somewhere right here. And then we have the Vygotsky model. We need to find Vygotsky. Vygotsky, I saw it somewhere here. So we have left Vygotsky, so he should be somewhere right there. So let's get started. The writers describe the Romeo and Juliet lesson in order to demonstrate. So, picture the scene. It's an English literature lesson in a school, and the teacher has just read an extract from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet with a class of 15-year-olds. Alright. He has given some of the students copies of No Fear Shakespeare, a kid-friendly translation of the original. For 3 students, even these literacy demands are beyond them. Another girl simply can't focus, and he gives her pens and paper to draw. So that means Romeo and Juliet's book is not necessarily easy to understand. So the teacher decides to classify these, to just separate this group of people. So one group of people who does not really understand the book, the other one is just much more simplified version of the words. So the teacher can ask the No Fear group to identify the key characters and maybe provide a tentative plot summary. Okay, so the third group is about, talking about what the book is about. He can ask most of the classes about character development, and 5 of them might be able to support the statements with textual evidence. Now, 2 curious students are wondering whether Shakespeare advocates living a life of moderation or one of a passion and engagement. So it's all about a teacher basically separating students who are able to understand, and for those who are not able to understand. And even the third group is the ones who understand it, but they will give the tentative plot summary. The other one is that a group of students or group of people or maybe a person who even the simplified version of the words does not really help them to understand. So anyways, the option here says how few students are interested in the literature. No, it does not say anything about that. So I don't think this is going to be our choice. This is not going to be choice. How a teacher handles a range of learning needs. Probably I'm going to highlight that as an answer for ourselves. How unsuitable Shakespeare is for most teenagers. No, it's not unsuitable. It is indeed suitable, but it's just they don't understand it. So this option is goes down. How weaker students can disrupt their classmates' learning. This part of the information is absolutely not available. So the reason for this one, hence learning, a range of learning needs. You have this paraphrase over here. A range of learning needs is that he for 3 students he gives literacy demands. So these are the ones. So I don't really think it's necessary for me to write it here because it does not really fit. I think a kid friendly translation. It's kid-friendly translation. Plus, gives her pens and paper to draw with it. And another one is a tentative plot summary. That's what it does. All right, so we already got. So this is the question number 27. We already have it. There we go. Found it. Bingo. What does the writer say about streaming in the third paragraph? The practice of streaming or tracking involves separating students into classes depending on their diagnosed level of state attainment. At a macro level, it requires the establishment of academically selective schools for brighter students. Okay, fine. So, and comprehensive schools for rest. So that means this is like a school. Streaming is like there's two types of school. One school is for those who achieves well results at school. The other one is for those who are far behind. Far within a reach. They're not necessarily academically well. So within schools, it means selecting students into a stream of general ability or sets of subject-specific ability. The practice is intuitively appealing to almost every stakeholder. Stakeholder is someone who is an investor. What does the writer say? It has a very broad appeal, probably because the word broad appeal is intuitively appealing to almost every stakeholder. It favors clever students. No, it does not do that. It is relatively simple to implement. Not that as well. It works better in some schools than others. No. There are no such things. It favors clever students. No, it does not favor clever students only. It favors other students to a comprehensive school. Relatively simple to implement. It doesn't say this information is not available. So therefore we have only this part. Broad appeal. Almost every stakeholder means very broad appeal. There you go. What idea is suggested by the reference to Mount Qomolangma in the fifth paragraph? So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth is going to be here. So I'm just going to put question number 28. Mixed ability classes are bored students, frustrate parents, and bum out teachers. The brightest ones will never submit Mount Qomolangma, and the stranglers won't enjoy the lovely stroll in the park they are perhaps more suited to. Individuals suffer at the demands of the collective. Mediocrity prevails, so is learning like hiking. Okay, so this is question number 29. So it's saying that streaming is not necessarily effective because if streaming works, that means there still will be problems for students who are getting better and students who are still stuck at their lowest level. So students following unsuitable paths, is that the correct answer? I don't think so, because they don't have unsuitable paths. Students attempting interesting tasks, no interesting tasks, but student not achieving their full potential probably is going to be the answer here, I guess, because I will just show you why. Students not being aware of their limitations. There's nothing regarding their limitations, but instead not being able to reach their full potential because here it says that bored students, I'm sorry, 1 second. All right, sorry for the pause. So anyways, students not achieving their full potential. Still, again, here it says that frustrate parents, bum out teachers. Also, brightest ones will never submit. So they won't enjoy the lovely stroll. Another one, they will not reach their full potential. Basically, mediocrity prevails. Mediocrity prevails. I will just put that. I think that's the most suitable here. Mediocrity prevails. Full potential. Mediocrity is like medium level. This is lowest level. What does the word scaffolding in the sixth paragraph refer to? Scaffolding is like helping to boost something. That's what I know. But again, we'll see question 30. All right. The current pedagogical paradigm is arguably that of constructivism, which emerged out of the work of psychologist Lev Vygotsky. In the 1930s, Vygotsky emphasized the importance of targeting a student's specific zone of proximal development, This is the gap between what they can achieve only with support, teachers, textbooks, worked examples, parents, and so on, and what they can achieve independently. All right, fantastic. This is what we have, and this is what we need. The purpose of teaching is to provide and then gradually remove the scaffolding until they are autonomous. So that means, as I said, that means they help until they are like textbooks, teachers, textbooks, worked examples, parents help those students until they start working. Until they learn how to work on themselves. If we accept this model, it follows that streaming students with similar ZPT would be an efficient and effective solution, and that forcing everyone on the same hike, which is streaming, regardless of aptitude, would be madness. Regardless of aptitude, aptitude is something that is related to the brain. So the factors which prevent the student from learning effectively, not really, not so much. We have two answers, by the way. We have the Vygotsky model of education supports the concept of mixed ability class. No, it does not support, because it says it's a madness. It says that would be madness instead of supporting it. Here, then, the environment where most of students' learning takes place. No, it's not the learning environment. The assistance given to a student in their initial stage of learning. That is the one we need. That's the one we need. The setting of appropriate learning target sources for a student's aptitude. No, the initial stage is that here it is saying until they are autonomous. Until they're autonomous. That's what it's saying. There we go. Now, Professor blah blah blah. According to Professor John Hattie of the something, so this is going to be question 30, I guess. This is going to be question 30. There we go. Now, Professor John Hattie. Despite all this, there's a limited empirical evidence. So according to Professor John Hattie at the Melbourne Educational Research Institute, there's very little indication that streaming leads to something. Okay, so despite all this, there's a limited empirical evidence. So there's a limited empirical evidence. We need this one. We need that one exactly. We need to take this, question 31. There you go. Limited empirical evidence. So interesting. What is going to be limited empirical evidence? Evidence that streaming results in better outcomes. Better outcomes, higher achievements. Okay, H, higher achievements, better outcomes, higher achievements. I don't know why these letters are not highlighted. They're usually highlighted on their own, but this time it's not. All right, higher achievements, already done. Take that, highlight it, and remove this particular paragraph. There we go. So question 31, we have so better outcomes means higher achievements. Then he points out in schools which use streaming, the most significant impact is on those placed in the. Most significant impact. Notes that tracking has minimal effect on learning outcomes. What is more, streaming has significantly and negatively affect those students assigned to the lowest sets. We have lowest sets here. So we have the answer here. I want to highlight it nicely. This is question number 32. Question 32, that means lowest sets go to be bottom sets. There we go. It's going to be D here, nicely and slowly. There you go. Remove that like this and highlight it like that. Yep. Especially where a large proportion of them have something. These students tend to have much higher representation of low socioeconomic class. What? Especially the large portion of them have low socioeconomic class. Low socioeconomic, I think it's a disadvantaged, right? So question 33. Question 33, low socioeconomic class. This is going to be F. And then bingo. There appears to be minimal advantage. A further issue is that teachers tend to have something of student stream groups. Less significant is the small benefit for those lucky, clever students in the higher sets. The overall result, the smart stay smart and the dumb gets dumber, further entrenching the social divide. Okay, so what does it say? Less significant is a small benefit for those lucky. Further is that teachers tend to have something of students in stream groups. In the latest update of Hattie's influential meta analysis of factors influencing students' achievement, one of the most significant factors is the teacher's estimate of achievement. Streaming students by diagnosed achievement automatically limits what the teacher feels the student is capable of. What the student is capable of. So it's like lower expectations, lower expectations, as we have in here. Question 35. Question 35. Lower expectations. I'm going to take that away. So highlight as such. Lower expectations, B. There you go. All right. Moreover. So I think now let's take to the top. All right. Vygotsky, we already did that. Some teachers are uncertain about allowing students to take MK roles in the classroom. While streaming might seem to help teachers effectively target a student's ZPT, it can underestimate the importance of peer-to-peer learning. Underestimate. Okay. A crucial aspect of constructive theory is the role of the MKO, more knowledgeable other, in knowledge construction. While teachers are traditionally the MKOs in the classrooms, the value of knowledgeable student peers must not go unrecognized either. So some teachers are uncertain about allowing students to take MKO roles in the classroom. So this answer is not given because we don't know if they are uncertain about allowing students. We don't have exactly this part of the question. We don't have this part. Uncertain about. They do have, but it does not really talk about if they should allow. Traditionally, while teachers are traditionally MKOs in the classroom, but it does not talk about if they should allow the students. It doesn't say anything about that. It can be rewarding to teach knowledge which you have only recently acquired. I find it amazing to watch students get over an idea to their peers in ways that I would never think of. They operate with different language tools and different social tools from teachers and having just learned themselves. They possess similar cognitive structures to their struggling classmates. Lovely. We found the answer here. So here it's going to be 36, by the way. Vygotsky, we did that. We did that as well. So question 30 here is going to be, whoops, it's not that part. I guess it's not that part. It's going to be here. It's also going to be question 36 as well. Question 36. There we go. At the same time, here is going to be question 38. So the answer is going to be yes here. There we go. The priority should be to ensure that the highest achieving students attain their goals. There's also something exciting about passing on skills and knowledge that yourself have just mastered. A certain pride and zeal, a certain freshness to the interaction between teacher and learner that is often lost by the expert for whom the steps are obvious and the joy of discovery forgotten. The priority should be to ensure the highest achieving students attain their goals. Is that her? Having a variety of different, taking part in collaborative outdoor. The priority should be to ensure the highest achieving students attain their goals. Having a variety of different abilities in a collaborative environment provides valuable resources for helping students meet their learning needs, not to mention improving their communication and social skills. And today, more than ever, we need the many to flourish, not suffer at the expenses of a few stars. No, it's not the attain their goals. It's not the attain their goals. But also, taking part in collaborative outdoor teachers and classmates can improve students' outcomes in the classroom. The fittest students realize they need to encourage the reluctant. A mixed bunch of students. It is challenging. I think the priority should be ensured that the highest achieving students attain their goals. The fittest students realize they need to encourage the reluctant. No, it's not they need to help, not meet their goals. It's a no. So here, the answer is going to be not given, most probably, because it does not really talk about if it can improve the outcomes in the classroom. It does not talk about that part. So yeah, Let's see, we have question 39 here, but we don't have the question number 40, so I'm not going to highlight that. So there you go, guys. We will officially finish test number 3, passage 3. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. Also like it and share it with your, I don't know, your family, so that I can, you know, provide, so that I can basically provide or record videos just like this for those people who are not necessarily capable of purchasing different kinds of, you know, staggering courses that at a staggering cost. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. And also, if I spoke fast, you need to understand that this is a speed test plus comprehension test, and so that's why you are just literally racing with the time. So either your time hits the clock faster, or you finish the test faster than the clock. So yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.